seeded Clear Fork Colts look to punch their ticket into the round of regionals for the first time since 2017 here this afternoon. But they'll have to get through the defending district champions in St. Mary's Memorial at Bluffton University, a place where they got into the regionals just a season ago. It's live, it's free, and it's only on the OH Report, coming your way anywhere the internet can be found. And it's all on the way next.
She got that.
At AVITA Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at AVITA Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At AVITA Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if AVITA can help administer your plan of custom care. We are a compounding pharmacy, so we compound medication that people are not able to find other places. We can make oral liquids, so like liquids you take by mouth. We make creams and ointments, so if you need a medication delivered topically or through the skin, we can get medication into creams that way. We can also make medications into capsules, as well as suppositories, nasal sprays if you need it, things like that.
I think one of the things that makes WELLSPRING so unique is to give the patient that ability to choose between traditional and or complementary.
If you're needing medication and you're not able to find what you need, or you need it to go into your body in a different way, that's what we help with.
welcome you to Bluffton University for the Buckeye Horizon pre-game show. Number 1 Clear Fork just about set to take on number 8 St. Mary Memorial in a battle for a spot in the Sweet 16. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brian Skowronski, joined by the great Travis Berardi today. And it's been such a great week. We've had fantastic weather, a lot of fantastic action as well, Travis. And here we are, Clear Fork on the precipice of breaking through and getting to regionals for the first time in 7 seasons against a team that just was on that stage last year in St. Mary Memorial. So an awesome matchup here to wind down our weekend into the Memorial Day activities.
Yeah, and St. Mary's Memorial ended up losing in that regional semifinal to who?
Ontario,
the Ontario
baby.
Warriors, who ended up playing for a state championship in D2. So can Clear Fork continue that trend? We'll find out here in a couple hours' time. Garrett Holtz off to a good start.
Holtz, the junior, gets the start today on the hill. Checks in with a 6-2 record. This is 9th start of the season. As that one's taken outside and low for ball 2, evening up the count to the leadoff hitter today, shortstop Dylan Fink.
Yeah, a lot of off-speed pitches here early on for Holtz. And then uses the fastball to get the first out.
Fink strikes out, went 0 for 2 the other night against Lexington in the semifinals. And that'll set the stage now for Joel Kogi.
We nearly had an all-Richland County district final, but a couple late errors cost Lexington from giving us a rivalry matchup.
The 0-1 pitch here to Kogi. It's inside for ball 1. Joel had the start on the hill the other night in the semifinal. Picked up the victory, 321 average, and gets on base with a 426 clip as he rubs this one out to left, but a charging catch is made by Casey Swank for out number 2.
Yeah, a low liner, but Swank playing in
center field, number 13,
against the opposite field hitter. Makes the easy running catch for a Clear Fork squad. They have speed. They're like the softball team. They are fast on the base paths, and these outfielders, they can cover some ground.
Jacob Kaiser hitting in the number 3 spot today, starting in center field this afternoon.
Holtz on the season, a really good ERA, Brian. Although a lot of unearned runs. That's something to watch for today. If Clear Fork can play a clean game, they're going to have a really good chance of making it to Bowling Green.
Holtz has given up 24 runs on the season, but to Travis's point, only 11 of them have been earned, so mistakes have cost the Colts when he's been on the bump. As this one up around the chin area.
Holtz here in the first inning has been moving the ball around the zone. Has been working inside, outside, up and down. A lot of off speed, but then when he needs to, he'll throw that fastball.
1-2 count, looking to get out of the frame untouched. This one pokes sharply at the first baseman. It's handled by Chandler Ball, and it's 1-2-3 here for the Colts defensively. And a second look on our Jackson's replay to see how the Colts set them down in order. And now let's go in between the bases. Thanks to our good friends over at Buckeye Horizon, your local Trane dealer in North Central Ohio and beyond. And how about this? We got a pretty cool dugout cam going today here for Clear Fork, and they were a little concerned. Are we going to have audio picked up? We are not, just the pictures.
Hey, playing high school baseball, it's kind of like the majors. If you might get a little vocal in there, you don't want some of that stuff heard, especially for parents. You know, some of your parents think you're angels and stuff, but don't know what you say in the dugout. So we want to keep it that way.
Yeah, especially in the heat of battle. Let's tell you about St. Mary's Memorial, the defending champions here in the district, as we'll dive headfirst into their team spotlight, coached by Adam Graves. And this is a team, really a rough start for them and all the success that they had, but they graduated a ton from that squad that got into the regional semis last year. However, Travis, all that matters is that you get that little flame sparked up heading into the postseason. They've done that, winning 4 out of their last 5. And the only game that they lost, they picked up a treacherous matchup, Marion Local, at the beginning of this week to try to keep them conditioned for some tournament action. Got smacked around a little bit. But overall, Don't love the ERA, 4.55 as a team, and also the average, 238. So this is a team, they've kind of scraped their way here into the tournament, and they're starting to figure some things out as the season has progressed.
But as we saw with those Ontario Warriors last year, throw records out once you get the tournament time. It's who's the hottest, who's on a roll right now. And, you know, St. Mary's Memorial, also who's lucky. They got lucky with a couple errors against Lexington in that district semifinal to get here. You get the opportunity, you just have to take advantage of it. So kind of throw those stats out the window, because anything can happen in tournament time.
Colts are going to be up to bat here. Nate Lind will lead them off. Schlosser hitting in the second spot, followed by Jay Jackson. Casey Gross gets the start, making his 10th appearance of the season.
Talked to Nate about 10 minutes ago. Very confident today. He said, I'm very confident in the way Holtz has been throwing the ball as well. And we saw that in the first inning. 12 pitches only needed, 8 strikes.
And it's easy to be confident when you look at the top of the order. Lynn's going to start things off with a 439 average, and that's about to go up as he stripes this one over the head of the third baseman, and it's a leadoff single here for Clear Fork, and a lot of emotion from the senior Lynn standing on first.
And that speed was the reason why he got that hit, because the third baseman had to play in a little bit. He was able to chop it over his head. If he's playing at normal depth, he might be able to grab that and get the out, but because the speed, that helped him get on first, and Clear Fork off to a great start offensively.
This now the district player of the year, Luke Schlosser. 349 average for him and an OBP of 504. As they'll keep an eye on Lind with that great acceleration, as you mentioned. Clear Fork, when they get on the base pass, probably the best team that I've seen all season. When you look at Lynn, 17 stolen bases so far this year. Second best on the squad.
Yeah, kind of like the softball team. Softball team loved running, getting those extra bases. Same thing with the baseball squad. That turf's helped out. It's a little bit faster down there. Gotten some extra work in, and, well, that's why they're here as the #1 seed. Only 4 losses on the year. One of the best seasons in Clear Fork history, with a lot of great seasons that they've had so far.
State champions in 2010, got to back-to-back Final Fours in 16 and 17. Have not broken through, though, as district champions since. Have been close.
Extra innings against Ontario at Heisey Park.
Yeah, a game that we both attended. That was a great contest.
Nearly got my head taken off by a foul ball. It's the only reason. If you go to Heisey Park, first baseline, you look at that metal door, there's still a big old dent in there from that line drive from a Clear Fork player.
Well, better that than your skull, sir.
Absolutely. I don't want to look like that that woman, that Blue Jays fan that got her own top card with that big old bump on her face.
And from the bump here, Casey Gross getting ahead in the count, 1-2 on Luke.
Schlosser calls time.
Gross on the season, only allowed 11 runs in 34 innings pitched. 7 of those earned, and the best ERA on the squad at 1.44.
Schlosser only has struck out 5 times this season, so he can work a count, and he knows the zone. Gets a lot of pitches. He likes it extra schlossy in the zone.
Well done.
I've been wanting to use that all year, but I haven't covered Clear Fork yet.
Got to see this team in action so far throughout their tournament journey. 8-1 the win over #5 Upper Sandusky in the district semifinals here 2 days ago, after a 3-0 shutout of Lima Bath in the sectional championship game that they got to play in Belleville. So this is a team that's been getting it done, certainly defensively.
And you know what? The moment that they knew they were going to have a good year, but the moment we knew they were going to have a good year was when they knocked off Medina Buckeye live and free early in the season. That was a big win for them. And it kind of springboarded them through that winning streak until Highland. Lost a couple tough games, but then after that, just started another one.
Count fully loaded now for Luke. None down, the pitch almost took his head off.
The force is with him as, once again, that strikeout number stays at 5.
Batting third
And he works his 22nd walk of the season.
Jackson.
So 2 men on now for Jay Jackson. Outrageous average of 473. Kid's been slugging at a 753 clip so far this year too. Him and Lind have gone back and forth for the most hits on the squad. Right now, Jay and him are tied with 44 each.
These next 2 batters, huge at bats for Clear Fork, because if they can get a couple runs here early on, and well, now the bases are loaded on the hit by pitch, so this is a huge at bat coming up here for the cleanup hitter, Mason Sansom, because if you can get Garrett Holtz a couple early runs here, allow him to settle down, it's going to be really tough for St. Mary's Memorial to get back into this. Now on the other end, if they're able to if they can get out of this jam without any runs, maybe that momentum switches the other way. So this is a big at bat here, even though it's only bottom 1.
And Sansom's been swinging a hot bat. He was 2 for 4 the other night in the semifinals, drove in a run, scored 1 as well.
And St. Mary's Memorial knows this is a big at bat as well. The corner infielders playing up, middle infielders at double play depth.
Gross kick, steals, outside, ball 1.
Nate Lind playing a little mind games there, faked the suicide squeeze, started taking off, stopped, because that third baseman is playing up ahead of the base.
Always just trying to be top of mind out on the base pass. Again, he fakes it.
And that's a ball. I thought the umpire was going to go strike, but no, he held up 2 fingers. So now Sansom in control in this at bat.
He's hitting right around 300 for the season. He's seeking his 24th hit. And after hitting Jay Jackson, walking Schlosser in danger of walking in the first run of the game.
That's his 7th straight ball if you add in the hit by pitch. I don't think he's going to be trying to swing at all at this pitch.
The 3-0 to Sansom, and does just catch a piece of the outside corner.
Now a hitter's count for Sansom. This is where you're looking dead black. If it's a strike, okay, it's full count still. If it's not, down the middle, take a good hack at it.
Short stride, and this one clipped over into the parking lot. So the count, full. None down here in the bottom of the first. Colts trying to win the inning. That's been their club motto basically all season. And they will here. 1-0 Clear Fork on the RBI walk for Sansom.
Clear Fork, a very patient squad. You saw with Schlosser, fought back, took the walk after a 1-2 count. Mason Sansom, 3-0, a strike, a foul, but he was very patient still with that 3-2 count. And Clear Fork, with no out, has a 1-0 lead.
So we'll get a mound visit, as I'll thank all of our generous sponsors bringing you today's action, 100% live and free. Shout out to my friend Stephanie Lane over at Wellspring Custom Pharmacy. AVITA Home Health and Hospice with Kathy Sapp and company over there. Jonah and Mark at Buckeye Horizon, your local train dealer. Jackson Well Services and our boy Chase Jackson, Mechanics Bank with Christy Lord. All fantastic businesses that we hope that you will support as they support your local athletes. This is the first baseman, Chandler Ball, getting his first crack at Casey Gross.
Had a nice stab at first base on a hard hit grounder to end the first inning, and he takes ball 1.
In the semifinals, Ball finished 1 for 2, had a pair of RBI. This one inside, so 2 consecutive balls to open up this at bat. As Gross still trying to find his command here.
107 walks, 108.
Splashed right at the shortstop or the second baseman. That'll bring in 1, 2 runs, and it's 3-zip in favor of the Colts.
Hard shot at second. Ballwig tried to grab it, bounces off his glove, and a great job by Coach Kennedy as well to send that runner from second. Knew the ball wasn't going to be picked up in time, and it's 3-0 Colts with no outs still in the first.
Couldn't ask for a better start if you're a Clear Fork fan, and certainly the team getting ahead. They play so well when they're on top on the scoreboard, and that's been the case more often than not here. Shutouts in 3 consecutive games until allowing just 1 run to Upper Sandusky 2 days ago. So pitching has been coming on here very strong at the end of the season for Clear Fork, and offensively, so many great hitters, Travis. When you look at a squad that overall, I mean, they've got a bunch of dudes. They're hitting over 300 as a team, 228 runs and counting. On now 263 hits.
And a .448 on-base percentage. That's a better stat than average. The bunt's laid down perfectly. Just goes foul. You look more for on-base percentage because on-base percentage takes in the walks. And for a team like Clear Fork, that's the number you want to look at. You want to be around that 500 mark for on-base. They are, and they have it with multiple guys around there. You have Schlosser, you have Hotz, Lind, you got Jay Jackson, you have Sansom. Everybody in that lineup can get on base at any time, and that's the key, along with 2 really good pitchers and a couple relievers, which they have. That's the key to get you far in the tournament. And so far, they've been pretty darn good.
You look here at the 6 hole with Casey Swank up to bat. 1 and 2 on him, but a .407 on base percentage. Runners on first and second. That one in the dirt.
It's crazy in a sport where if you're on base 4 or 5 times out of 10, it's really good.
Hall of Fame, baby.
And that's, like I said, almost everybody in this lineup does that. And it's a selfless team, too. They're willing to do whatever needed to get some runs across.
A little behind that one. The cut fades foul. And over into the parking lot. Hopefully you didn't park too close, Travis.
No, I'm back directly behind us by about 100 yards.
Two and two, a peek at second. The breaking ball, sky high.
Infield fly rule.
Called for, and the catch is made by the first baseman, Preston Rupert, for the second out.
Batting 7th and pitching, number 14, Garrett Hope.
25th pitch of this first inning already for Gross. That's something else to look at for St. Mary's Memorial. I wasn't at the game. How many pitchers did they use in the first? They used 2, it says on here, I think. Gross came in and kind of like Oates, a quick save. Another pop-up.
Hotu was our MVP the other night. Almost out, swinging on a first pitch.
And those are those plays that more often than not, if they're not made, usually the batter makes you pay. Hopefully that's not the case for St. Mary's Memorial, but with Garrett Hoates up there, he wants to help himself out on the mound and add a couple more runs in. He has new life now.
Hoates was 2 for 3 on Thursday in the victory against Upper Sandusky. Had a big-time triple. Coach Kennedy said he doesn't have that great of speed. When he turned second, I was like, you better get on your pony. And he got in there easily. Garrett actually, on the basketball court, the dude moves pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think they just have so much superior speed at the top of the lineup that it makes Hoates look like he doesn't move that fast.
But with his power, makes up for it. Rips that one foul down the line. I did see him when I went and warned the players that you will be at least on camera in your dugout. And everybody was up against the fence. He was sitting, getting relaxed like a pitcher does, all focused. Whenever, fist pump real quick, walked by, he looked ready to go. But real quick, can we talk about the job that Coach Kennedy has done in his second year, following the great Staubs that were coaching before him? He has, he's kept the ball rolling. They really haven't lost a step after Rusty and Joe, ran two very, very good squads throughout the years.
Well, if anything, he's even kind of elevated it. Back-to-back #1 seeds in the district.
Yeah.
This was a team that was incredibly disappointed with the way that they played in the sectional championship, a loss against Bellevue at home last year. But sometimes you need stuff like that to happen.
That bad taste.
To build a season like they put together here. 24 victories, trying to cement themselves as one of the winningest pro teams in program history and trying to get back to a regional for the first time since 17. Decent lead at second and first. And that's ball 2 upstairs as the count now even.
That was a great job by Rammel to climb the ladder and grab that before it got to the backstop, or we'd have 2 runners in scoring position right now. Hote's battling too. A couple 2-strike foul balls, takes the ball there. Count is even.
Splashes this one into the Colts dugout.
That's another thing with Garrett. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat, so he's seen much of Gross's arsenal now. He's seen some pitches now. The more swings you get, the more comfortable you're in there.
Still just 1 down here, bottom 1. Colts already enjoying a 3-0 advantage. And the at-bat stays alive.
Pitch number 9 coming up. Hello to everybody watching too. 200 plus already. I had a nice number up at Rossford as well. Great viewership here.
Holtz puts this one in play. At the shortstop, the throw to first.
He beat it out.
Not in time. You want to say this boy don't got some speed? Come on, coach. Give him his flowers now. Beats it out for an infield single.
And once again, they're going to be loaded.
Number 9, Champ Delancey.
And that's something the shortstop had to stay back. Runner was going from second to third. If the shortstop would have run closer and collided, it would have been runner's interference, but he stayed back. That runner kind of threw him off, so he wasn't able to charge it. Waited for the ball to come to him. That gave Garrett enough time to beat out the throw. Now the infield in for St. Mary's.
Smart base running
And
by the Colts. Wild pitch. Here comes another one, 4-0. Mason Sansom had the RBI walk earlier.
So Sansom the RBI walk, Ball the 2 RBI single, and now Sansom scores on the wild pitch. And Champ trying to be a champ today. Up the bat with 2 in scoring position. Takes ball 2.
A little bit of pressure when you're born into a family that throws that burden of being a champ. But this kid, great season going so far. Starting at third here today.
Playing the hot corner. Oh, wow.
Right through the big opening in between first and second. RBI hit for Champ Delancey.
What a start for the Colts.
The bats have continued to sizzle hot. Clear Fork doing it up and down the lineup. Everybody making contributions, and we're going to get a pitching change already. So kind of a disastrous start here for Casey Gross. Lind with a single to start. Walks the next 3 batters. 2 RBI single from Ball. Holtz with an infield single, and the latest an RBI hit from Champ Delancey. So while they're doing that, how about we take a little trip right where the last ball hit from Delancey was? in between the bases.
I like how you did that there, sir.
So we broke down the season thus far for St. Mary Memorial, how they've collected 11 wins and struggled a little bit to try to follow up that district championship season. And they've got some younger guys in the lineup who are trying to fill some voids left by the departed seniors. As we'll take a look at our player spotlight, we're going with first baseman Preston Rupert.
Only a sophomore, one of those young players.
Played a great game the other night in the win against Lexington. Really protected first base and getting a lot of key action here, of course, in the postseason. He was a contributor last year on the team that made it to the regional semifinals. And expect him, who's going to be due up next for St. Mary, if they ever get to the top of the second, to swing a nice bat. So the new pitcher is Jacob Kaiser.
Sidearm pitch for strike one to Dawson Staley. Clear Fork, their 9th batter of this first inning. So Kaiser comes in from center field. I'm guessing him and Gross just switch places, as we didn't have a player substitution in there.
He's put in 22 in 2/3 innings of work. Had 6 starts. This is the first time he's actually making a relief appearance on the season. 3-2 record. And an ERA of 4.324.
Not the start you want, though, as he hits Staley. Bases are loaded. Now Gross, he's accounting for the 2 base runners on second and third.
As this little chopper didn't go very far. Lynn down the first base side. Will return back to the box after the foul hit. And the bases chucked here for the senior second baseman.
And if I'm the runner on third base, Garrett Holtz, I'm feeling really good about myself and my team right now when he goes back out to the mound. At least a 5-0 lead after only a 12-pitch inning to start things off.
The 0-1, and it's in there.
Clear Fork trying to join a lot of our area teams: Hillsdale, Waynedale, Northmore, Tiffin Calvert, Highland.
Yeah, we're going to have a very busy next week.
Ooh, big curveball for strike 3. And don't forget the Lady Eagles of Monroeville going to state for the first time ever.
Yeah, how cool is that?
Number 39, Luke
Maddie Reber, who was MVP multiple times in their state championship game run in volleyball, hits a homer in the 7th inning. The biggest hit in Monroeville softball history. I mean, that was a fun game, too.
Dream story for them to make it to Firestone Stadium.
And also have to shout out Cary, the Cinderella run they had, upsetting 2 state-ranked teams to get to a regional championship after 10 losses, 2nd place in the Northern 10. What a run they had, but just, you know, just a little bit short.
So Clear Fork having a little bit of trouble here with the sidearm of Jacob Kaiser.
They got the rally. I don't call, like, I don't know if it's a helmet or a.
It's like what the Samurai Warriors used to wear back in the day.
I don't know what the exact
I'm
name
sure
of that
Adam
is,
knows what those are called.
That thing is awesome.
They're going to need about that many hits as he has cups on top of his dome to try to get back into this thing. But 2 down now. 2-2 count. Schlosser walks his first time up. Is this the 11th batter here of the bottom of the frame? And now it's a full count. Luke looking to get aboard again. This one would be for an RBI.
Runners will be off with the pitch as well, so a base hit most likely will score 2 here.
And Schlosser's the type of guy he wants to swing at this one. And he will, but he goes down. So back-to-back Ks registered by Jacob Kaiser as he gets out of a major bind. This thing could have got very ugly early, but St. Mary hanging around. And so we in between the bases.
In the bottom of the first, the Colts scored 5 runs on 3 hits with 2 errors.
St. Mary's the number 8 seed. Now we'll learn about the top seed here in the district as we will jump inside of the Clear Fork team spotlight under head coach Gabe Kennedy. Squad has now won 10 in a row following back-to-back losses to Highland April 30th and then May the 1st. So all they've done is win, win, win since then. Yeah, we're at the end of May now, folks. It's
24
Memorial
days
Day.
since a loss, yeah.
And you see back-to-back state Final Four appearances for them, but that was a little while ago. They've got high standards out here in Colts country, but the team hitting, I mean, just absurd. It's the best overall numbers that I've seen from any team that I've covered this season. 345 average, 448 OBP, Travis. Those are numbers that are very seldom put together for an entire elite season.
And I talk about on-base percentage is your big one, but on-base plus slugging, if you're around 1,000 as a team, that means you're getting on base and you're finding gaps, hitting it over the fence. That's why I say this is a complete offensive squad. 46 doubles, 19 triples, 6 dingers, 261 total hits. They have the total package. And if they're not committing errors on the defensive end, this team, the sky's the limit.
So Holtz returns back to the bump. He'll start things off here in the top of the second with Preston Rupert starting first baseman in our player spotlight here this afternoon. Already saw the numbers on Preston. And he's impressed so far this season in a really tough WBL. I mean, you look at the likes of Defiance and Wapak, Van Wert, Shawnee, who they had to knock off, along with Salina. That's what made their tournament trail, I think, even more impressive, the fact that they had to go through a pair of conference foes that had each beat them already this season.
Yeah, and that confidence is what's gotten them here. And now, Holtz was behind 2 balls and no strikes, and you got to think he was sitting in between that first and top of the second for a while because they were hitting so much. Would that affect him? Maybe for the first pitch or two, but now he's found the strike zone with that fastball and a pitch away from getting right back into the count. And there it is.
Beautiful breaking ball right over the meat of the plate. What's your favorite meat to put on a plate, Travis? Juicy steak?
I like ham. It's Memorial Day. You get the sandwiches, stuff like a good burger.
Oh, this one ripped, crushed into the gap in center. That's going to get in there. Turning for second. Maybe he'll go to third. Actually, he'll hold up. So it's a lead off double for the sophomore. And a little bit of life here for St. Mary.
Yeah, what you want to do if you're the Roughriders is answer. It doesn't have to be all 5 at once. You still have 6 innings to get back into it. But if you can get a couple hits together, get some of that momentum back, you're right back in this thing.
Yeah, that was a tough chase for Luke Schlosser, who, as we know, obviously got some great acceleration, made a play on it, but with this 5-0 lead and the wind blowing out, no sense in trying to lay out and like get hurt trying to make a spectacular catch.
That's something, too, that's going to help the ball carry, is that wind blowing out to center, left center. You can get it up into the jet stream, it's probably going to carry over the heads of the outfielders.
First pitch swung on, and this one slapped foul from Casey Gross.
That was a 77-mile-an-hour fastball. Got the Bluffton squad out here doing a little scouting of Mr. Holtz as well with the radar gun, so.
Why not? Right here in your own backyard. Take a look at some of these youngsters. Breaking ball outside.
And you know what, that's one of the perks of hosting a district or a regional for a college. Bowling Green's going to see a lot of good talent in the regional here. coming up, but Bluffton, they don't have to cost any money to travel because they're coming to your place.
Yeah, I think particularly at the Division III level where probably 90% of your athletes are coming from inside of the state, and you're looking for those guys that maybe aren't the top tier players, but still all conference selections, big time performers, big men on campus for their squad. Drifting and caught. Nice charge made over in right for out number 1 for Mason Sansom.
Yeah, again, he playing a little bit further up because he's playing the opposite field of the batter, and that speed, able to track it right down for the first out. And a big first out here for Holtz after giving up the leadoff double.
This is Luke Grammel, the catcher. He's got a 377 OBP this year. And kind of the similar fate of the first swing that we just saw from Casey Gross as the wind takes it deep into the parking lot.
Fouled off that 71-mile-an-hour pitch.
Holtz taking his time. Sends the 0-1. And a really short kick on that one.
Guess who's watching, Brian? A Clear Fork legend for us.
Oh, goodness. Oh, there's been quite a few.
Recent quarterback.
Oh my gosh, Travis.
The Skoog.
Oh, I couldn't think of his name. I had his face. What's up, Victor? I'm sure the Skoog's having a great weekend so far.
Hope everybody is. It's Memorial Day weekend. It's the official, unofficial start of summer.
We've had summer-like temperatures here throughout Ohio this week. Very steady wind blowing here at Bluffton, keeping it cool. And also, as you mentioned, for these hitters, it's going to benefit them going to the deep parts of the park. 2-2 count.
Got him.
Got him looking. First strikeout since the opening batter here.
Batting 7th and playing left field, number 17.
And that's something that makes Holtz so good, is he's able to work that outside zone to where just a piece of the ball just has to go over the black of that plate for it to be a strike. It doesn't have to be the whole ball. It's just a little piece of that baseball has to go over there. And Holtz, if he can continue to locate that spot, as I jinx him with the hit by pitch, but if he can continue to locate.
Oh, and I'm told Victor says, hey, back. Yeah, kind of miss watching that guy run around in the backfield. It felt like he looked at the first option and then was just like, you know what? I can make this happen a whole lot better than what the second or third option might be. Let's just go into Skoog mode. Some legendary end of games.
Yeah.
Week 1 against Lucas. I'll never forget that performance. I was there live and free for that one.
Tim Bradford.
Bradford, nice.
Thank you for watching, Tim. We love you here at the OH Report.
No doubt
buddy.
about it.
We love you here, bud. Takes ball 1 high. So after the hit by pitch, Turner, the 8 hitter, up.
And 2 on here for Jace. Big spot for the DH. Talk to Holtz about it. I mean, a little bit of pressure anytime that you're put in that role. Like they're expecting you to get some hits. You got one job. Get up there, put the ball in play, and if there's runners aboard, we're expecting some ribbies. So this is a big spot right here for Jace Turner. Turner with a 172 average, but he walks a bunch. And he lines this one. It'll take a hop. And the play not going to be made at the plate. Nice cutoff. The throw taken by Chandler Ball.
Not sure if he would have been able to run up and make the play, but he didn't want to risk letting it go by him and letting 2 runs score. He played the safe defensive play with the 9-hitter coming up.
Alexander Honey with 2 outs and the bases chucked. St. Mary one swing away from getting right back into this game when it felt like Clear Fork was in total command. That up in the attic for ball one.
After that leadoff double, Hote's able to get a fly out and a strikeout looking, but then hit by pitch and that single back up the middle.
Righty on lefty matchup. Misses as well with this one. So it's a hitter's count for Alexander.
Brian, the sexiest well men in Ohio are really enjoying the replay right now.
And inside for strike one with the breaking ball. And a shout out to our crew over at Jackson's. I'm told they're watching. Not only are they great at their job, they're very hunky out in the field too, guys. So ladies, if you're at home and your well needs some service in, why not get a little double dose of everything that you need?
You know what else was hunky? That fastball by Hotes to even the count at 2. He's a strike away from getting out of the jam.
Deuce is wild here with 2 down, 2-2 count. And we're moving on to the bottom of the second. Holtz, oh, and he gave him the dagger. Put the sword away. Yes, sir. Big moment there for the junior Garrett Holtz. And we continue the action moving along here. Let's go back between the bases. 5-0 Clear Fork. Whew. All those runs, of course, dropped in their offensive portion of the first. About to get back up to bat for the second time. But let's meet our player spotlight for today that's wearing the gray uniform with the green lettering. We're going with Nate Lind. And, I mean, when you see these numbers, you're going to be like, well, duh. Not only is he awesome at the dish, but how about the fielding percentage? From the position that he plays, he has been spectacular, committed only 2 errors all year.
Yeah.
He's helped turn 10 double plays, so also added, so the hit total is rising. He's at 44 now.
Yep, and one of those players, like I said, a 500 on-base percentage. So every time he comes to the plate, 5 times out of 10, he's getting on base, and he's creating offense for the Colts. All I can say, this team is really good up and down the lineup, and Nate Lind leading off, one of the keys to that offense.
It's going to be Jay Jackson leading off here in inning number 2. Jay, who was hit by pitch his first time up, and a part of that Jackson Well Services conglomerate. Looks at this one, up in the zone. Ball 1.
Clear Fork sent 11 to the plate in that first inning.
Jackson now 1-1 with the called strike. Sansom on deck, ball in the hole.
They saw 21 balls in that first inning. I talked about the patience. That is a lot early on. And he's worked ahead of the count here, 2-1.
That one outside, back-to-back balls. And you look at Jay Jackson's number. I don't exactly know how to quantify OPS, but I see he's got a 1.307, Travis. That seems a lot higher than most kids.
Yeah, that's that's normally almost every game he has a multiple base hit, double, triple homer right there.
Crazy, right?
And that means he gets on base multiple times as well.
6 triples now on his campaign. Had one in the district semifinal victory against Upper Sandusky. 5 doubles, 3 dingers. Leads the team in all of those statistical categories, but he sat down, so it's 3 consecutive strikeouts now. How about the replacement? Jacob Kaiser coming in and doing his thing.
That's what they need if they want to have a chance to get back in this. Can't let Clear Fork get too much further away, especially after Hotes getting some momentum putting that sword back in his pocket to end the inning.
Sansom had an RBI walk. First time we saw him tonight. That one right around the laces.
Now, if I was in the dugout, I'd yell at him to wear that. That was inside the zone, but, you know, your first reaction is to get out of the way.
The 1-0 pitch. Right in there. Sansom with a 449 OBP this season. And working the count here, 2-1 in his favor.
He walked with the bases loaded back in the first. Brought in the first run of the game.
Kaiser misses low again.
Second consecutive batter, he's gone behind 3 balls and a strike. He was able to fight back last time, though, to get the strikeout.
Got him swinging again. Clear Fork really struggling to touch the variety of stuff Jacob Kaiser has spilled out here from the bump.
It's also the different release angle that he has.
Yeah, it's just tough to pick up where the ball's going to go out of his hand, see what spin and trajectory. And that's the first time that Clear Fork is going to get a base runner against him.
He did hit.
Oh, yeah, he hit Dawson Staley to start things off.
He is not allowed a hit yet, though. You can say that now because it is not a no-hitter.
Don't you dare, Travis.
Chandler ball up.
And he had the big hit in the opening inning, 2 RBI single. Still just 1 down here. Bottom 2, and this one laced at the second baseman. Taylor made to turn 2. The throw is high, but just getting back down on the bag.
I don't know about that, but nonetheless, I think he was safe.
We'll see it again. Nice play there made on the hop by Caden Ballwig.
I don't think the foot was down, but nonetheless, that's the 3rd out.
So the double play ends the inning. We'll step aside. We'll be back. St. Mary's comes up to the plate with their number 9 hitter when we return.
At AVITA Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at AVITA Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At AVITA Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if AVITA can help administer your plan of custom care.
Garrett Holtz will face Dylan Fink here to open up inning number 3. You're enjoying live and free coverage of the Division II District Championship at Bluffton University, thanks to all of our generous sponsors. My name is Brian Skowronski. Travis Berardi joining me here this afternoon and wishing you a very happy Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully you've got some big plans, got a lot of meat in the freezer that you can grill up, and just get some activities going outside. That's what it's about, baby.
The Skowronski family is going to enjoy a brand new gazebo.
Yeah, I felt like I was at a resort land last night when I got home. The pond is flown. We got the lights put in out there. Got the TV installed. So was able to watch some Western Conference Finals. And, oh, my God, what a game last night.
Yeah.
You check that one out?
Joker.
Woo. Well, his name's Luka Doncic.
Yes, the Joker was, the other
Joker's
side.
back overseas,
Yes, that's right.
making sure that his ponies are well braided and
Luka.
manicured.
Did you see? I could read lips at the end of that game,
He
too.
was telling Adam about that. I'm pretty sure I saw what he said. We can't repeat that on air.
Fink works in leadoff walk.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 3.
Second walk
Joel
issued by
Kogi.
Garrett Holtz today with the hit by pitch earlier. Only 20 walks, though, on the season for Garrett now and 49 innings of work. Joel Kogi lined out to left field. First time up.
Also want to say hello to Caden Riddle.
Oh, some more Clear Fork royalty. Caden, I think, started the trend where they had that cool-looking cowboy hat that they would wear. We want it back. It feels like Garrett Holtz would be the perfect dude to throw it on top of his gorgeous-sized dome, so I'm not sure why St. Mary's got the Gatorade Samurai hat, and we got nothing going on in the Clear Fork dugout.
Clear Fork, I think it's all business today. You know, St. Mary's Memorial coming in with an 11-14 record. They're riding the wave of their momentum. They're having fun. They're in the dugout constantly chanting. So that's bunted foul.
Yeah, they've been very vocal here today.
And
loquacious.
This is a young squad, so they know they have next year, but they know each one they get another chance of getting better for their next year and the year after that, and maybe they can pull an Ontario, but got some work to do here today, down 5-0.
So far, just one pitch to Kogi. A couple times they've checked in on Fink over at first.
Caden also commenting he did not like the call at first on that double play. Looked at it closely, and that's all I'm going to say. Or mumble.
.375 slugging percentage for Kogi so far this season. Trying to collect his 19th hit. Kogi got one the other night in the win over Lexington. St. Mary's needing to get a pair of runs in the bottom of the 6th to come back and take out Lex 4-3 in what was a game of you win, no, you take it here at the end. And for Lexington, so close with their last swing of the at-bat of the game to end it, of tying things up. Is this a chance for a double play, but it's overthrown. So Holtz gets it to center, and diving in safe at third is Fink.
So that's going to be an error, one of those errors against Mr. Holtz. That'll put runners on the corners with nobody out.
And their number 3 hitter, who has been Dylan, like some Las Vegas aces so far, Jacob Kaiser, stepping into the batter's box. After a brief little mound visit here, Holtz, Dawson Staley talking some things out.
Batting, the pitcher, number 13, Jacob Kaiser.
Kaiser went 0 for 3 in the district semifinals. He's 0 for 1 so far today. And just a baby tap here, foul for strike 1.
Clear Fork, it's like electing to give up the first run, especially down the middle, to exchange for a possible double play, which up 5-0 here in the third is the right play. You'd rather get those outs than allow maybe a less chance of getting it out at the plate.
Actually, it was a sombrero that they had a couple years ago, not a cowboy hat, huh?
It was a cowboy hat. Yeah.
Cowboy cane, man. I mean, I just like baseball's the only sport where you can have weird stuff like that going on.
Oh, yeah.
Like what the softball team had.
Oh,
They rode out on the pony. It's definitely my favorite part of this sport. This loop to right. Runner will tag. He's going to go.
There's a bullet home. Overthrown, though.
Mason Sansom, I mean, he's got a great arm. But that'll allow the Roughriders to get on the board. Sacrifice RBI for Jacob Kaiser.
And on the throw, the runner at first did not tag up.
Now batting the first baseman.
It's a little more of a comfortable position here for Holtz.
Rupert.
1 out, 1 on, and it's still 5-1. But what about the bullet from Sansom? Bit of an overthrow, but still, that was a cannon.
This one chopped. It's going to be taken on the fly. And that'll be out number 2. Checking in over at second. But Kogi is safe. So the runner advances to second. And there is Riddle.
Up next, the third baseman, number 5, Casey Gross.
Isn't that a great look? I mean, look at the look on my face. I'm just in awe and impressed by the fashion material that they were able to roll out.
Yeah, maybe if Clear Fork advances, we can get it back.
I kind of missed when they were at High C Park. Though this one rips, but it's right at the shortstop. Jake Jackson ends the threat. As Clear Fork coming back up to bat when we see you again. Bottom 3.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
Casey Swink shows bunt and fouls this one to start the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Bluffton University. St. Mary Memorial getting on the board. They tack a run on in their half of the inning. And we're looking for Rough Rider fans out there on the comment section of our YouTube and our Facebook stream. So I know that they're like 150 miles away from our home base, but we've definitely covered them a bunch. Matter of fact, one of our most viewed videos all time online for a highlight is St. Mary's beating Clear Fork in football back in like 2018 or 19. Look at you.
I was calling that game with Andy Jardy for a different entity at the time, so that foul ball is going to get out of play.
Apostrophe. Yes. No, I was just saying the St. Mary's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was my first time learning of St. Mary's. That was the first time I had covered them, and I put an apostrophe S.
Oh, there's no apostrophe S.
I had to find
They'll
out the hard way.
But, yeah, I remember that game. They knocked off undefeated Clear Fork for the regional championship that year. But
yeah, what a run for Clear Fork back in like 16, 17, 18, just with sports in general for the boys.
That 2018 team was the football, and baseball made it to the district championship before falling in extras to Ontario.
And basketball, back-to-back MOAC champions, undefeated one of those years in the league. As we get a strikeout, and they'll gun them down over at first.
Swank thought he fouled that off and didn't start running, but I still don't think he would have made it down to first in time.
Up next, the
4
pitcher,
strikeouts
number
now
14,
for Jacob
Garrett
Kaiser in relief. Came in for today's starter, Casey Gross, who only recorded 1 out, and he's been great. No earned runs for him.
No hits.
And ball 1 here to the other starting pitcher today, Garrett Holtz. Had an infield single first time we saw him at the dish.
Now, here's a I'm pretty sure a trivia question for you. In 2016, when Clear Fork went to the state Final Four, who was the team that beat them in the state semifinal? We know this team. Mind you, they were D3 back then.
Oh, I did not personally cover that game because I sent you to that.
Yes, you did.
I recall that. So your memory is going to be much better than mine. And I don't even know that I got a good guess for you.
The Waynedale Golden Bears.
Oh, wow. Did not know.
We didn't even know of Waynedale back then. I passed by their school on my way from West Virginia. That's
wow.
fair ball.
Holtz trying to beat it out. The throw sneaks underneath the glove of Preston Rupert, and he'll get aboard again.
That was an 82-mile-an-hour fastball that he hit. That might be a problem, too, the difference in speed. That's a tough play, but I still...
Number 9, champ.
You going to give him a base hit, Travis? He would have been out.
That's an error. E1. So both pitchers with an error.
Now the number 8 hitter, Champ Delancey. Struck one to left. RBI hit. Back in the first. Oh, Holtz way off. Well, lucky to get back. Dives down in the dirt.
Yeah, but talking about Waynedale, that was before the OH report began, so we did not know about the Golden Bears. Now we're covering back-to-back state championships and...
Dude, they're probably going to win another one.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroyed the number 1 seed in their district. Anybody who saw Madeline Zazzuto's highlight.
Shout out, Madeline. As always, great camera work.
And then I covered them in their district semifinal game where they had a kid throw a 1-hitter. Almost had a perfect game.
We know he almost had a no-hitter, Brian.
Yeah, I waited long enough to mention it. I don't think I brought it up until the 7th. Other than I was
about
wondering.
6 times right before the first hit. Oh, I was cracking up. I'm like, oh, the unwritten. You're not a fan of the unwritten rules of baseball, and I understand that. You're not a big baseball guy. You're more of a basketball guy. I understand that. But now you can see.
Well, if you're going to have a
you
rule,
love
how
breaking
about write
the
it
unwritten
down?
rules.
That's right, buddy.
See, if you came up to the batter's box next, they'd throw at your head. It's payback.
Well, that's why they have these helmets out here.
Right.
You're on base.
Hey, yeah. I'll take one for the team. There's not a whole lot of brain cells up here to get damaged anyways, Travis.
Enough to run this company, I hope.
Well, we'll see how much longer we make it. We're here today. Could be gone tomorrow.
At least get through state baseball. Then we'll reevaluate things there.
That's it.
But Waynedale, again,
bro, their 2 starting pitchers are incredible.
Coblentz and Otto, who started and won back-to-back state championship games, had one of the gutsiest state championship performances 2 years ago where he went all 8 innings against Edison in their walk-off win. I still have that video of the walk-off single. One of the cool moments we had here at the OH Report.
Trivia question, who hit it? Oh, interesting contact. Wow, that was a really big clang off the bat.
Sacrifice 1-4. So the Colts with their 9-batter coming up, a runner in scoring position here.
Staley.
Up next, the catcher, number
I know,
8, Austin Staley.
It's literally on the tip of my tongue.
I don't have his name yet either, I'm thinking. But I can picture his face and how big his smile was when we interviewed him after the game.
That's a dream. That's a high school player's dream.
He said he felt like he was in
2 outs,
a
to win a
wonderland.
state championship, and he got it. He got it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And their semifinal, beating a future top 10 Major League Baseball draft pick.
Yeah. I think a lot of folks were counting him out. First pitch, and how about back-to-back beans? That's one that you tell him, yeah, you can wear that one.
Yeah, the off-speed, it's going 50 miles an hour right in the meat of the leg, right in the hip.
And so it's back to Nate Lind. 1 for 2 so far. Did strike out the first time that he faced Jacob Kaiser.
Brian, you'll probably pat him on the side harder at graduation tomorrow than he took that hit by pitch. But Staley, his 2 at-bats against him, both hit by pitches on the first and second pitch. It does get back up to the top of the order, and Lind, who's seen him now through 1 at-bat, takes ball 1. Struck out on 3 straight pitches, so now he's seen a little bit of that arsenal. Now they can get back into playing.
Kaiser definitely, it's tough to get a good read on what's about to come out of his hand with his arm angles. And as you mentioned, he's
and his arm, like he has that
82.
whip at the end. He goes through and then just back and forth. So it's hard to see the release point, what he's throwing, if it's a curve or it's a, a fastball, because of the way that arm motion is, and that little whip actually gives it an little extra oomph to it because he's throwing in the 80s for that fastball.
A lot of breeze pushing right in his face right now, with runners on first and second.
And a nice head of lettuce he has too.
Yeah, no question. You could toss. Never mind.
Well, nice catch. Good catch. 2-1 to count now. Clear Fork trying to get that run back that St. Mary's scored in the top of the inning.
Hote standing on second. Staley on first. Lynn's got 18 ribbies so far on the year.
How many runs scored does he have?
35.
That's,
well, 36 now today.
Yeah, that's what you see with the leadoff hitter. The fact he has 35 and just about 20 RBI says a lot about that leadoff spot.
Takes a swing here, might have been out of the zone. That'll load up the count at 3-2.
Runners will be off with the pitch.
Kaiser with the payoff pitch.
Out of play. Like John Travolta, he's staying alive. My producer just muted me for that dad joke. Now I know where I'm at. It is baseball. I get 3 strikes, right?
Same result. Yeah, I like these low dugouts where they're built internally.
Kind of like a Major League dugout.
Get the step up onto the rail. Does feel big time.
8th pitch of this at bat coming up. And we'll wait. Winner of this one heads to Bowling Green's Carter Park. next Thursday.
And Padua Franciscan has already punched their ticket there. That will be the opponent. Will it be Clear Fork? Will this get in there? The catch
What
is
a
made.
catch.
Dive and grab out in center field. I believe that's Casey Gross who started at pitcher. Getting it done here defensively. As we'll move into the fourth. See you there.
At AVITA Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at AVITA Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At AVITA Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if AVITA can help administer your plan of custom care.
Luke Grammel starts things off here and takes a first pitch ball from Garrett Holtz, who has a 5-1 lead here. Top-seeded Clear Fork, leading number 8 St. Mary Memorial in the Division II District Championship on a cloudy Saturday afternoon.
Overcast, yeah.
And definitely breezy. It's been consistent, has not stopped, and hasn't really changed direction either, Travis. It's been blowing towards center the entire afternoon.
Yeah, it's those summer breezes that you now get coming out of the south with the warm weather and whatnot. You know, we've survived a couple storms the last couple of nights. How about 2 nights ago, coming back from Rossford, I got to Upper Sandusky and got drilled with hail. But it was after our games went through, so luckily we've been able to play all week, but those storms were nuts.
You gave me the heads up. It rocked my house on a thunderbolt.
I gave Adam Thompson, our producer, a heads up. I'm like, is it storming yet at your place? He said, no, it's just a little bit of thunder.
A little bit of a delayed call, but yeah. Blasts them out. Forced strikeout recorded by Garrett Holtz.
Second gets Rammel. But Adam said about 10 minutes after I warned him, a couple thunder claps rocked his house. That was some crazy storms we had. A lot of lights show. Clear Fork with a light show for themselves in that first inning to get the 5-0 lead, now lead 5-1.
My wife looked like she was watching a scary movie, had her ears plugged and her eyes closed while we were trying to watch some TV. I'm not really bothered by storms. Actually, I quite enjoy them.
I like them now. The derecho we had 2 years ago, you were out of town.
Yes.
She messaged, because I'm in Ontario, she's in Mansfield at your house, and she said, once it hits, please let me know because I want to be warned about the wind.
Yeah, knocked out the power in my neighborhood. I got home, and it was day 2 for them, and I think it was 5 more days before we got power back again. I was reading books, sleeping on concrete down in the basement because it was so hot up in our room with no air conditioning. Great memories.
You survived, though. 4-pitch walk.
So that puts Minor Ding over on first with Turner, who's got a single so far.
One of only 2 hits given up by Holtz here today. That was a double and a single back in the second inning.
Holtz has given up 40 hits now
Up next,
on the year and
number 24,
more than 50
Jake
innings of
Turner.
work. It's been a solid number 2 starter with his 1.61 ERA.
This will be Holtz's 57th pitch as the St. Mary's players chanting ball 5 after 4 straight. Ball's the walk, the leadoff, the pickoff.
Minor ding, leaning a little bit too much towards second base, recognized by Holtz. He snaps it over there. Nice move by the righty, and Ball able to lay down the tag.
Beautiful job by our camera woman, Madeline Zazzuto, to catch that. That's a diamond cut right there. That's tough to pick somebody off like that when you're not a lefty.
And maybe builds up his confidence as he dials in a strike here. Start things off against Turner.
Yeah, added momentum there. Now you with 2 outs and nobody on at the bottom of the order.
And working quickly as it's now 0-2. Potentially 1 pitch away from shutting things down here and getting back up to bat in the 4th.
Umpire will clean off the edges of the plate so he can get a clean look at this next pitch if Holtz tries the outside or the inside of the plate.
A dirty home isn't good for anybody.
No.
I always appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Got to pick up
Got
when
him.
necessary. Got him looking the second time here in the frame. Struck out Rammel, then gets Turner. So he only faces 3. And we'll now keep it here and head back in between the bases, courtesy of your local train dealer, Buckeye Horizon. You know all about the number 1 seed, Clear Fork, Nate Lynn, their player spotlight, St. Mary Memorial, the number 8 seed, how they pulled off back-to-back upsets to get into a position to take on Lexington and their sophomore first baseman, Preston Rupert. But Travis, what did I think would determine a winner here today? Let's slide into my keys to victory. Either team works.
Let's go with St. Mary's Memorial.
So for the Roughriders to get a dub here today, I felt like they needed to cash in at least 1 big inning where they had to get 2 or more runs, which is never an easy task, of course, when you're going up against Clear Fork and the great pitching staff, and then control the bottom half of the Colts lineup. We know that the top 4 and 5 guys, they're going to get on base. They're going to get hits. They're going to drive in runs. Nobody's been able to slow them down really all season long. But can you get outs on guys like Swank and Holtz and Delancey? Well,
No.
so far, haven't checked either box.
5 out of 8 times they've reached base, and one of those times was a sacrifice. So 5 out of 7 they've been able to get on base.
And now my keys to victory for the Colts here this afternoon. The number 1 seed, win the inning. That's been their motto. They did that big time in the first. And when you drop a crooked number like a 5, that's really all that you can ask. Kind of put it into your defense's hands and battle each at-bat. Has been a very patient group. We've seen that the entire season. And so far, doing it here this afternoon as Luke Schlosser. This will be his 3rd plate appearance.
0
Walked
for 1 with a walk
and
and a run
struck out.
scored.
Snaps this one into the gap over in right for his second base hit. Or first, excuse me.
Yeah.
Second time on.
This is the 2nd time today that Clear Fork's got its leadoff hitter on base.
The shortstop, number 3.
And the first hit
Jake
given up
Jackson.
by Kaiser.
Jackson also has been on base once, hit by a pitch in the first, struck out the last time. That his first time getting to see Jacob Kaiser. Schlosser on the base pass, 10 stolen bases. And how about another hit by pitch? A lot of these here today.
And immediately Kaiser not happy as he let it go, turned around and kind of yelled at himself.
That's the third batter that he's beamed. Dawson Staley had been the brunt of it twice, but both breaking balls.
Jackson twice as well in 3 at-bats.
Here's Sansom. Walked both times he's been in the batter's box today. One of them drove in a run. He'll lay down a quality bunt. Does he have the speed?
It gets away.
That'll bring home Schlosser, 6-0 Colts. And Jackson heads over to third.
So that's a sacrifice E1. So what that means is it's an error, but it will not count as an at-bat. It counts as a sacrifice anyway. So Sansom still 0 for 0 with 2 walks.
And 2 RBI now.
Not an RBI. The error created the run. So
sorry, Mace.
But it still counts as him moving the runners with the sacrifice. So he did his job. Put it in play and good things will happen. That's what you always say in baseball and softball, and it's exactly what they did. Now, he does get a stolen base for that, even though nobody threw down.
And that'll bring home Jackson. Did we get a balk here?
I'm pretty sure.
The umpires, yeah. Yeah.
Good eye, Adam. Good eye.
So that will land Sansom over on second, as we've got a meeting up on the hill. Kaiser, who was so deadly early, and now Clear Fork starting to get to him the second time through the order. Big thank you to Wellspring Custom Pharmacy, who will help you choose effective vitamins and supplements. They can also prepare custom medications as prescribed by your healthcare provider or veterinarian to manage hormone balance, mouth soreness, pain, autoimmune conditions, and many more. Thank you for sponsoring our scoreboard along with our commercials today. Tonight's broadcast also presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your local train comfort specialist, and Richland County's only independent community bank, Mechanics Bank. As this one laid down 2 right in front of the catcher, the throw's in time.
Run home!
And that will be safe. Sansom coming all the way in from second.
That is a sacrifice RBI.
So Chandler Ball credited with the ribby. He's got 3 now in the game.
So score that 2-3, a sacrifice, first out, and an RBI.
There's a lot going on there. That's why I record my book much differently than yours, Travis. I do baseball for dummies.
Hey, whatever you do, you use your book the way you're going to call a game.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers I put, say that was a 2-3, so I know that was the catcher threw it the first, sack for sack bunt, and then an RBI as well. So I know, it was the first out of the inning, it was an RBI, and he had a sacrifice.
Bada bop, bada beep, bada boop.
Like I said, we will compare notes here after this game, and
Sure.
I'll teach you a little bit more about some bookkeeping. But I do like what you have.
Oh,
it at least tells you what to do, what's happened and everything.
I try to keep up just enough. For those of you tuning in here on the OH Report during this tournament journey, this is my first time electing to call any spring sports. I was always scared, and I've now been doing it for a month and a half and quite enjoying it. I think softball's a little bit more my flavor than baseball, but I'm coming to appreciate it more and more with each passing game.
Welcome to the dark side, sir.
Oh, it's not dark side. It's actually a little sunny out here.
Yeah, you get some sun and another hit by pitch.
So Casey Swank heads over to first.
Somebody in the crowd said that was going to happen, and it did.
And her prognostication from a Clear Fork fan said he's going to get hit.
And I believe we are going to get a pitching change, and that is exactly what the case is.
So Kaiser puts in some solid work. 3 innings. Actually, what, 4 total innings for him? Because only 1 out, I think, was recorded by the starter. Casey
Yeah,
Gross
you're
left
right.
early.
It's 3 total innings. So he went 2/3 of an inning in the first, second, third, and fourth. So that is 3 total innings. You are correct. Good job, Mr. Skowronski.
That's right, baby. Thank you also tonight to AVITA Home Health and Hospice, who's providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespans. And they work in basically the exact same areas that we do as the OH report. So I cannot speak highly enough. I made a couple commercials for them, and I got to see Kathy and her crew out in the field. They are beloved by those that they get to go and see, both in their homes, also at retirement communities. Top notch. All of our sponsors, really, I would recommend. We don't just bring on anybody that'll give us a check, guys. Personally love bringing my money to Mechanics Bank. The team over there is sensational. Jackson Well Services are just great people, awesome supporters of the Clear Fork community. Buckeye Horizon, the Albert boys, both Jonah and Mark, are very, very cool people. Like to be around them. And then Wellspring Custom Pharmacy. I personally get a chance to see Stephanie Lane every Tuesday. I have questions every single week, and she is a savant. She knows everything about what creams or pills or things do. So really, truly, if you're one of those people like me, don't like going to the doctor, I think they overcharge. I don't know why I'm paying so much money for them to send me home with an Advil. I just go talk to Stephanie, and she's got much better recommendations. So go see her. The next pitching change we've got here will be Luke Rammel. I'll think up some stats on Luke.
Sorry for leaving you hanging, Mr. Skowronski. I had to fix our dugout camera. One of the Clear Fork players smacked the wall that it's on and knocked it over, so.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
High school kids.
They apologized. I'm like, okay.
You try to give them nice things.
It's our own Adam Thompson going into the crowd right now.
And a great Clear Fork contingent always here. I mean, who supports their athletics better than they do in the Valley? When I'm talking across the board, it doesn't matter what sport it is. They truly do have one of the best fan bases in all of North Central Ohio.
Absolutely. I was telling them earlier because they're because there's a little bit of a hill here. I said, this is kind of like the Colt Corral, right? They got all their seats up on this little sloped hill and everything.
Yeah. It's got a corral-ish vibe. First pitch strike, taken off, running. Gun down. Wow. Casey Swang thrown out. Nice play. Wow. When you see it a second time, it's even more impressive. As the shortstop comes diving in to make the catch and apply the tag.
That's Preston Rupert now, who came from first base to catcher, since the catcher is now on the pitching mound, and he threw a dart out there.
I mean, I don't just pick anybody for our player spotlights, Travis. We pick the best and brightest. So now 2 down, and the new pitcher, this, his 7th appearance of the season, and it looks like he's going to get 2 quick outs. So Luke Rammel does his thing. And that'll bring St. Mary Memorial back up to bat. 5th inning action on the way, live and free, exclusively here on your home of high school sports.
Carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
We have reached the 5th inning. Clear Fork extends their advantage out to 8-1, dropping 3 there in the bottom of the 4th. As Garrett Holtz starts off this at-bat with the number 9 hitter, Alexander Honey, with a first pitch strike. He's now in an 0-2 hole. As Holtz has done some nice work so far, allowing just the 1 run and a couple of hits. Junior with the 3rd pitch of the at-bat. Travis, you hissed at me like a snake. What'd you have on the tip of your tongue, son?
Holtz was at 61 pitches going into this inning, that's all. 61 pitches, 34 strikes.
He's got the 5th pitch of this at-bat coming up. Clear Fork now on the season has scored 236 runs.
Ooh. Check down the umpire. Did he go? No, he did not. Evens the count.
I think Dawson Staley was asking, where'd that miss?
Double whammy. It did, and he didn't check it. He did check his swing. And then they get him on the slow curve. Wow.
6th strikeout now for Garrett Holtz. And he's got 3 of them looking.
Can I get you something? Nah, just looking.
Just doing a little window shopping here. So we're now back to the top of the order. Dylan Fink, 0 for 1 on the day. Issued a walk last time up. Struck out in the 1st. The 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball. Chopped to 3rd. And the throw in time. And that'll represent the 2nd out.
Patience there by Delancey. Grabbed it.
Now
Able to
number 3,
get a good grip on the ball and threw a dart right over for the out.
Champs having a nice day protecting the corner over at 3rd. Also an RBI single tonight. This is Kogi. He's 0 for 2.
He's behind 0-2.
Kogi was the winning pitcher against Lexington in the semifinal, but he's now 0-3. Very quick inning here for Clear Fork.
10 pitches to get Clear Fork through the top of the 5th.
And hopefully you can stand up, get ready, let's stretch things out here in the 5th. This is your 5th inning stretch, brought to you exclusively by Buckeye Horizon, your local train dealer. Clear Fork with those 8 runs on 5 hits. Did record an error. And Holtz has really been keeping the Roughriders in check as they just the 2 hits so far.
Both back in the 2nd inning.
And 6 strikeouts now for the starter Holtz, looking to collect his 7th victory of the season.
And the biggest one so far of the season. As Clear Fork 6 outs away from taking on Padua Franciscan. Got to think Luke Schlosser will go there, and then a possible regional championship with Mr. Holtz on the mound at Bowling Green's Carter Park next Friday.
It's an interesting debate sometimes if you want to throw your ace in the semifinal. It's about matchups, and if you believe that you need your top threat for an arm, and Schlosser certainly represents that for this Clear Fork club, the district player of the year. He's been so great over the last couple of seasons for them. And we'll probably see him here in this inning, as this is the number 8 hitter, Champ Delancey, trying to set the stage as he takes ball 1.
RBI single back in the first, a sacrifice bunt in the third.
And the lefty takes strike 1.
Rammel, a fast worker here, ready once again.
Rammel on the season, 1-2. He's thrown right around 500 pitches. Typically comes in at the end of games to pick up saves. Has allowed 11 runs on 27 hits and issued 14 walks.
Got him on the changeup there to fill the count.
Has sat down 21 batters via the strikeout. We'll see if Champ is the latest victim here. Payoff pitch. Pops straight up.
Sky high.
Called for, and the catch made. Drifting to his left to squeeze it is Dylan Fink.
That had a Pat McAfee punt hang time up there. I was up there for about 10 minutes.
Up next, the catcher, number 8, Dawson.
That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Dawson Staley. He's only seen 2 pitches, and he's got on base both times via the bean. How about this? Didn't have to give up the body for once. But it's still just 1 pitch, so Dawson Staley, I mean, he has made quick, light work of his at-bats tonight.
So I lied. He took strike 1 in the first inning. So that was his 4th pitch he's seen today.
Okay. So he's gotten his money's worth here in Bluffton.
Oh, yeah. Well, it doesn't matter if there's a gold medal around your neck by the end of this game.
This now Nate Lind, the leadoff hitter to start the day.
4th at bat.
Lind is 1 for 3 this afternoon. Gets skinny to avoid that one. 2 balls, no strikes.
Struck out. Well, in the first inning, he had 2 at-bats. A base hit, scored a run, struck out. Then in the third, flew out to center field on the 9th pitch of the at-bat. And now a 2-1 count.
That one in on the hands, tried to check the swing. As Rammel kicks, steals the 2-1. And another hit by pitch. I have not seen this many in a game this year.
Up next, the center fielder, number 39, Luke Schlosser.
There have been 5 hit by pitches so far.
I have 6. 2 in the first.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I forgot Jay Jackson's first at bat was a hit by pitch as well.
2 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. And 1 in the 3rd as well.
That'll bring Luke Schlosser into the batter's box. He is 1 for 1, 1 for 2, actually, with a walk, a single, and a strikeout. Sends this one to deep right.
Got him.
Got him. All the way back to the wall. Schlosser already turning for 3rd. Lind is home. And it's going to be another triple for a Clear Fork club that had double digits of those this season. As Schlosser drives in a run to make it 9-1. And they, with the run rule, could walk off here with 2 more.
Yeah, he gave that a drive to right. Hit just in front of the fence. Now Jay Jackson comes up.
4th triple of the season for Schlosser, the most on the team. 3 each for Holtz and Jackson. But how about 20 triples? That's a ton.
Told you, this team, they have it all. Jay Jackson technically represents the winning run for the Colts.
Leaves that one upstairs, 1-1 the count. And this game has a very similar feel to the Upper Sandusky game, where Clear Fork got ahead early and it just felt like the opponent was never in the game, as it's now a 9-run differential. Schlosser with his 33rd run scored this season.
3 today. It's gonna be tough to determine our MVP for today, Mr. Skowronski.
Yeah, I gotta imagine that Luke felt kind of slighted that he didn't get MVP here on Thursday. He had 15 strikeouts and only allowed a couple of hits and a win. I chose Holtz only because Luke was my MVP in the sectional championship, where he threw a 2-hitter complete game victory against Lima Bath. And I like to mix it up a little bit. You know, you want to hear multiple different versions of what's going on right now with the team. And I thought Holtz gave a phenomenal interview. Always a big fan of talking to that kid. But you're right.
Luke's got himself a good resume today.
Oh, this one burns just inside of the third base.
Are they going to send him to 3? Winning run on second.
A double for Jay Jackson.
Clear Fork's a base hit away from the district championship, Brian.
And Mason Sansom, who had an RBI walk in the first.
Mason Sansom.
Looking for his first base hit here tonight.
Ooh. A little, namaste.
Take a bow, baby.
He also had a little risky business slide there. Did you see the stop and stuff?
did.
That was clean.
Yeah, a little bit different wardrobe than Tom Cruise in that movie, and probably for the best out here. First pitch downstairs, ball 1. Healthy lead for Jackson off a second. He's going to take off. That's into the outfield. Jay is going to come home. This is going to do it, folks. Clear Fork will continue their journey into regionals for the first time since 2017. Dog pile on top of Jackson. As the Colts, the #1 seed, shake off last year's disappointment. And they have been dominant so far on this playoff journey.
Just a reminder,
An 11-1 winner here today after taking care of Upper 8-1. And a shutout of Bath to start things off for the sectional title, 3-0. The Colts rocking and rolling into Carter Park in Bowling Green.
your final from today's district championship.
This team's good, Brian. It's the first time I've seen them live, but this, yeah, they have a chance of doing something special once again at Clear Fork.
We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have your Buckeye Horizon post-game show. We'll have the awards ceremony and hear from an MVP. Drop me a comment. Let me know who you think it is. We'll have all that coming up after this.
AVITA Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at AVITA Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At AVITA Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if AVITA can help administer your plan of custom care.
We are a compounding pharmacy, so we compound medication that people are not able to find other places. We can make oral liquids, so like liquids you take by mouth. We make creams and ointments, so if you need a medication delivered topically or through the skin, we can get medication into creams that way. We can also make medications into capsules, as well as suppositories, nasal sprays if you need it, things like that.
I think one of the things that makes WELLSPRING so unique is to give the patient that ability to choose between traditional and or complementary.
If you're needing medication and you're not able to find what you need, or you need it to go into your body in a different way, that's what we help with.
We return now with your Buckeye Horizon post-game show. District championship in the books here at Clear Fork. All that's left to do is hand out some medals and hardware. They'll begin with the runners-up in the district this year, St. Mary Memorial, the Roughriders. Another exceptional season for them. Started very slow, as I mentioned in the pregame. 0-7 to kick things off. But they get it going here at the end of the year, won 4 of 5 to get into an opportunity to be back-to-back district champions. Had to knock off Lima Shawnee at their place, the number 6 seed. That a 4-1 victory last week in the sectional semifinals. Then had to journey to the number 3 seed, Salina. Took care of them 2-1 with some late game heroics. And the same thing in the district semifinal here on Thursday afternoon. Trailed by a run heading into their offensive half of the 6th. they would put 2 runs on the board and knock off number 9 Lexington 4-3 as a young St. Mary team is able to get in to a district championship. Comes up just a little bit short against Clear Fork. The number 1 seed for a reason. A Colts squad that's been playing some outstanding baseball the entire year. So hats off to St. Mary's, their coaching staff. Heading home with some hardware again. They'll graduate 4 seniors coming out to collect their trophy. And certainly no shame in the season they put together. But today and this season has been about the Clear Fork Colts earning the top seed in the district for a 2nd consecutive season. And this journey so far, I think, really fueled by the fact that last year they had big time expectations, thought that they were going to be in this position a season ago, and then upset on their home field in the sectional championship game by Bellevue. They have not forgot it. They used it to their advantage, and here they are getting some gold medals. And another district championship trophy, the 3rd for them since 2016. They are on the brink once, an extra inning loss to Ontario at High C Park. But here at a college park, Clear Fork makes the most of it. Just a fun team, fun-loving team, super talented, of course, and led by the senior class who have really embodied just what it means to be a member of the Clear Fork Baseball Club. They've continued the tradition of the superhero Band-Aids on the underside of their baseball caps and have been playing this season dedicated to Casey Swank's father, lost in crazy tragic accident, a hero in Belleville, a firefighter. And so there's just a lot of fuel been put on this fire. And you see Gabe Kennedy, gosh, could you get a much bigger hug than that? Their principal, Brian Brown, out here taking in the action. And here's the 3 seniors, Lynn, Jackson, Schlosser. Looking right at the camera. And you can just feel the excitement.
Colts, who will now advance to the regional semifinal at Carter Park in Bowling Green on Thursday, May 30th.
How about it? Your district champions yet again, regional bound. 25 victories and counting.
Along with James Grandy for serving as host for the district championship. Thank you for
And compliments to Bluffton University for taking great care of us and providing an awesome atmosphere for some tournament baseball. More hardware for an already overflowing trophy case back in Belleville. Clear Fork has been so dominant in a lot of different sports over the course of their run over the last several decades. State champions in 2010, and who knows, with the roster they've put together, the fun-loving group may be in line to do it yet again here. We're going to take a quick commercial timeout. We'll be back. Travis is out on the field. He's going to catch up with head coach Gabe Kennedy, and we'll hear probably from some other members of the Colts along with their MVP, Luke Schlosser, all after a quick commercial timeout.
AVITA Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at AVITA Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At AVITA Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if AVITA can help administer your plan of custom care.
joined now by our player of the game and a lot of members of the now district champion Colts. Luke Schlosser showing out here today. Got some big hardware to take home with you back to Belleville. So just after the disappointment that was last year, being the #1 seed, getting it done here, just describe the excitement, the emotion.
I mean, it feels great. I mean, we worked so hard this year to finally reach one of our top goals. It's amazing. I mean, we couldn't have done it with all these guys, everyone on the team, guys in the dugout, keeping energy up. It's just a great day.
And you guys have been super dominant since you've been in the tournament and really beyond that. So coming together, getting the glue molding at the right time, how has that all worked out for this particular club?
I mean, I think we've had great pitching this year. Garrett threw a really good game today. I think our defense, we've focused on the little things more. We've done everything right. We've hit the ball better a lot. We've cut down, I think, last year, 3/4 of the runners left on base. So, I mean, we're playing good baseball. Coach Kennedy's finding what we need to work on. Guys are putting in the work and it's showing now.
I think you guys are a unique mix. You got some awesome talent. You have business-like mentality, but you also can have some fun. Bringing that all together and making it mesh throughout the course of the year. Has that been a process, or did this start day one?
I mean, since day one, we were playing duck just before the game. I mean,
right.
We play everything. We're always messing with each other. Everyone's good friends here. We all hang out. I mean, but when we step on that field, flip switch, and everyone's locked in.
I know there's been a lot of motivation for this team. Last season, of course, the Casey's loss and then some other things. So how have you blended that all together to have this kind of perfect mix where you guys have bonded as brothers and now you're playing, I mean, maybe the best baseball of any team I've seen this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone bought in over the winter. We knew we had a lot coming back. We knew how much potential we had, but we knew it wouldn't happen without us working. So, I mean, everything motivates us, every little thing, everything a coach will post on social media from another team, something someone says in the other dugout. I mean, we find everything we can to find motivation, and we're going to stay motivated and keep going.
I love it. The bulletin board material, you guys are using it to your advantage. It can't be all business and no play, though, for you guys. It's Memorial Day weekend. How are you and the boys going to spend it? What's on the docket here?
I think we're going to have a good lake day today.
Lake Day?
Lake Day.
Oh, tonight?
We'll celebrate.
Where at? What lake you guys head to?
We're going to Wendy's.
We're going to Wendy's right now.
Well, you got to start there.
Yeah.
Winners get Frosties, of course, so make sure that you get one of those. Yeah. All right, Luke, I'm going to turn you loose. I know you got some partying to do here. Make sure you're getting as many shout-outs as you want right now.
Shout out these guys behind me. Shout out my team. Shout out Mummel, Papel, and Uncle Ryan. Shout out my family and coaches.
All right, Luke Schlosser, your Mechanics Bank MVP and the district championship winning Clear Fork Colts. We'll see you boys at Regionals.
Hey.
We carry supplements that are from companies that do a lot of testing. So they will test their raw ingredients. They'll test them afterwards as well. And they're testing for both purity, and then they're also testing for potency. So things like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease. We have a lot of supplements and also prescriptions we can recommend, and lifestyle type things that can help with that as well.
Welcome back inside the Buckeye Horizon post-game show. The Counting Crows, long December, first time in a while I've seen the ocean. It's the first time you've seen the ocean of a district championship as an assistant coach at Winford and Shelby. You guys made the district final so many times, but finally, as a Clear Fork Colt head coach, you got the gold.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
It's awesome. You know, the best part of any win is watching our kids celebrate. Mm-hmm. They love the game of baseball. They love each other. You know, at a tournament, you get a little bit more energy going. You score a run, everybody's out of the dugout. You get a sack, fly, sack, bunt, everybody's out of the dugout. And for me, you know, I try to be observant of everything, and that just reminds me of why I coach and how fortunate I am to coach these kids. They're awesome.
You know, Clear Fork, it's a big baseball program. Rusty Staub, Joe Staub, the U. You just kept the wheels rolling. Last year, #1 seed, got upset early. This year, right back at you, your 25th win, a district championship. It seems like you've continued that tradition at Clear Fork, and you're in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, you know, when I got the job at Clear Fork, I was very humbled. I stepped away from coaching for about 7 years. Had a talk with my wife, and we got 3 little kids, and she's like, yep, go ahead. You know, she was very, very supportive, and you know, going home after a loss. You know, I got that 45-minute drive from Belleville back to Shelby where I live. You know, I listen to some music and kind of unwind a little bit. And when I get home, I'm no longer a coach. I'm a husband and I'm a father. So it's been awesome. You know, when I took over though, you know, Joe Staub, a great guy. He was the first one to text me. As soon as the game was over, he sent me a text. I haven't even looked at it yet, but it came up on my watch. He's been supportive. He's awesome. He's the man, and I still pick his brain from time to time. And Rusty's Rusty.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's one of those things where I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. Jeez, oh Pete's, the culture and the everything was set. You know, I'm just trying to keep it going.
What a performance by your offense, Garrett. Only 12 pitches in that first inning. Bottom of the first, you bat 11 around. That's got to be a coach's dream. 5-0 after one in the district championship game.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, even though I hate leaving runners on base, we scored a lot. You know,
Yes, you
I
did.
looked up at the scoreboard and I'm like, we left 3 on, but we got 5 in. We're good to go. But, you know, our one of our mottos is kind of like, win each inning, whether it's 1-0, whatever it is. 5-0 is a good start, but try to win each inning and keep going, because we don't want to get up and then just kind of coast, because that's not going to happen in baseball, especially at this level, at this time in the tournament.
You're playing another week. You're going to get a game in against Northmore, 2 district champs. Going to get a little, you know, a feeler out there on Tuesday. But after that, you get Padua Franciscan Thursday, Carter Park, Sweet 16. Anything you guys want to fine tune, or is it just, you know, business as usual for you guys as you go through the week?
Yeah, business as usual. You know, we told the seniors, you know, a week or so ago, hey, you know, if we get bounced next game or we make a long run here, your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. We're not playing into July with high school baseball, so we're just trying to enjoy everything. You know, you go out to practice. We're trying to keep them, you know, short and sweet practices, and just kind of, you know, remind we got to focus on this, focus on that. But our kids are best when they do what they do, and that's what they did today. They got it done.
What about this crowd? I mean, it seemed like it was Belleville West out here. They had it lined up like they were at the Colt Corral watching a football game. All the chairs lined up and things. What can you say just about this fan base? No matter what sport is, they just show up and show out.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome, and I love it, because being a guy that doesn't live in the community, you know, I don't even know some of these people, but they're high-fiving my dudes, and I love it. I don't know if it's an uncle or what it is, but it's awesome. I love it, man. This is a great scene.
And I know you guys are going to enjoy it on the bus ride all the way back. What are some of these bus rides like on here? They blast music, things like that, or what do you think this is going to be like on the way back to Belleville here today?
You know what's funny? I don't ride the bus.
So you don't know?
I don't ride the bus. Coach Mark Glenn, who's my dude, man, he's our first base coach. He's phenomenal. He does everything that I forget to do, which is a lot on a day-to-day basis. But you know, he lives in Clear Fork there. He rides the bus, which is awesome, and I meet him there. And at this stage, there's no way I'm riding the bus again. So
there you go. Lastly, we let our MVPs do it, but I'm gonna let you do it in this special occasion. Any shout-outs that you'd like? There's 200 people watching your face right now.
Holy
They're not
smokes.
here for me.
Well,
They're
I apologize for that, folks.
That's my shtick, man. Come on.
Shout out, Jeez, Pete's, Johnny Amicone. I'm not coaching baseball if it wasn't for Johnny Amicone. He's a great friend, great coach, and I try to emulate what he does as far as how he interacts with kids and how he coaches. He's my best friend, and you know, I feel like this is kind of part of his too. Again, I'm not doing this on my own, so I got a lot of people. I got great parents. My wife is phenomenal. My 3 kids who are going to watch this on the rewind tonight 5,000 times, and they're not going to want to. They're going to want to watch Disney Plus, but we're going to watch the game again. So.
No Bluey?
Bluey is phenomenal. Bluey is phenomenal. That last episode, whoo, boy, I can't watch it. I really get emotional thinking about it.
All right, well, like the Counting Crows song just ended, you're hanging around into this regional semifinal. I'm going to let you go celebrate. Coach,
all right.
Congratulations,
Thanks,
man.
my man. Thank you.
We'll take a break. We'll wrap things up here from Bluffton University.
At AVITA Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at AVITA Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At AVITA Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if AVITA can help administer your plan of custom care.
We return here at Bluffton University for the Buckeye Horizon post-game show. Clear Fork advancing into the round of regionals, an 11-1 winner and the #1 seed, getting it done after some failure last year. We've been bringing it up a bunch, Travis, with this bunch the last couple of times that we've seen them. And I think, obviously, that anytime you go through something like that, it's going to make you work harder. They did in the winter, getting in the batting cages. They were out at weightlifting, making it happen, and they knew they had the talent on this team. And to see it all come to fruition with a coach like Gabe Kennedy, who's such a fun-spirited, great guy. I mean, this team was just destined to at least get to this part in the tournament.
And I love what he said. I asked him, your predecessors, Rusty Staub, Joe Staub, huge names at Clear Fork baseball. He said, I wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel with them. They built something, I just continued it, and you saw it out there. Speed, timely base hits, patience at the plate, only one error, great pitching. It seems like they're a carbon copy of those two teams that played down in Columbus, before they moved to Carter Park, but in Columbus for those two state semifinals.
Let's bring up the final box score here of the day, and you'll see that Clear Fork, they're able to score these 11 runs on just 6 hits, Travis. 3 errors by St. Mary's to close things out there in the offensive half of the 5th inning for the Colts. So small ball, if you want to call it, or just making the most of their at-bats, which was one of my keys to the game. They certainly did that here this afternoon, and that's why they're marching again, only allowing 1 run to a second straight opponent here at Districts.
2 walks, but 6 hit by pitches.
Yeah.
So that's 8 extra base runners right there. But Clear Fork, speed kills. You saw the game-winning run. Pass ball, or the stolen base. The pass ball was before that, but the stolen base, ball gets overthrown, scores, game over. Speed kills. Clear Fork had that. Like I said, the hitting. You had Schlosser with another triple out there. Pitching, Holtz was great.
Awesome, yeah.
He got into a couple jams, but worked himself out. Only allowed 1 run after getting 2 on with nobody out. Had that little sword motion as well. But Clear Fork, it's been a successful week here on the OH report. On my end, Hillsdale.
What?
We got Clear Fork.
Yep.
We got Waynedale.
Who else?
We got the Golden Knights of Northmore.
Who's going to play Clear Fork coming up this week?
So
we'll have that.
We'll have that for you. We're going to have a special little, we're going to yak that thing up because both coaches, we're going to have fun with it. You're supposed to. We're supposed to show off our district champs. The Highland Fighting Scots are going to the Indiana border in Hamler.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
And you can't count out the Lady Eagles of Monroeville. Going to their first state Final Four. So we're going to have a busy Thursday.
Yeah.
I got to go to Cincinnati. You got to go to Bowling Green or Hamler or Louisville or wherever, or Massillon, Washington. I think Madeline, she's going to be going to Akron in the morning. We have a lot of places to go, but we love doing this. This is the perfect, more than one team going into a regional semi. We have 6.
Yes.
It's going to be fun.
Very much looking forward to this upcoming weekend, but enjoy yours. Memorial Day weekend is here. Make sure you get out with the family, and please do pay homage to those who have risked and sacrificed their lives to protect our great country. That way we can go play on the lake, do fun stuff like Luke Schlosser and the boys are going to go do here tonight after, of course, consuming some game-winning Frosties with their gold chain medals around their neck. been an awesome week here on the OH Report, like Travis just outlined, and we couldn't do it without all of our generous sponsors. So thank you to AVITA Home Health and Hospice, Wellspring Custom Pharmacy, Jackson Well Drilling, Mechanics Bank, all of our awesome sponsors here today combining to bring you live and free coverage, along with Buckeye Horizon.
We got graduation. You guys got a graduation tomorrow, too, from Clear Fork. You're going to see those. Hopefully they have their medals. I'm going to be back in West Virginia, but you know I'll be watching as I set up for our Memorial Day.
Well, we more just want to see that big, stupid cowboy hat that they bring around. That thing is amazing.
We'll make sure they bring it out on Tuesday.
I'm glad it's back. For Madeline Cezuto, our camera lady, Adam Thompson, our producer-director, and Travis Berardi, I'm Brian Skowronski, wishing you an amazing Saturday evening. We'll see you tomorrow in the Valley for graduation. So long, folks.